In the middle of Pennsylvania, the part with a bunch of farms, there was a town called Tattlewood. In Tattlewood, 12-year-old twins Lucas and Lisa lived with their grandpa Abe. Miles away from the town, their father, Andrew Simon, worked at a local military base. Lucas and Lisa rarely saw their father, since his job was apparently very important. Their mother died in childbirth, so their grandpa was forced to take care of them. Every day, Lucas and Lisa took the school bus home, where they found Grandpa Abe sleeping on the couch. Lucas pulled his action figures out from under the couch and imagined epic space adventures. Lisa put on her tiara and pretended to be a princess. Every evening, they waited to get a call from their dad. Once or twice a week, they actually got the call. He made sure they did their homework, suggested he might come home on the weekend, and the conversation ended. They went to bed. He didn't come home on the weekend. Walking home from the bus stop one day, Lucas and Lisa ran into Henry Stevens, who was walking his dog, Chewy. Henry seemed like a cool kid, but Grandpa Abe told Lucas and Lisa not to spend too much time around him. Word across the town said that Henry's parents were drug addicts. "Yo guys," Henry waved his hand. Hey Henry," Lisa responded, blushing. "You guys want to see my new dirt bike?" The dog barked. "Calm down, Chewy. They're cool." Lisa turned to her brother. "You want to go with him, Lucas?" "I don't know, Lisa. I told Grandpa we'd be home by 4. That wasn't the actual point of hesitation." "Oh, don't worry about it, man," Henry responded. "You don't need to stay that long. Come on, let's go." They followed Henry to his house. In contrast to the flawless green lawns that lined the rest of the streets, Henry's lawn was coated with broken bikes and old furniture, his family's house concealed by unkempt trees. From within the house, Lucas and Lisa heard 2 adults, a man and a woman, screaming at one another about child support and other things. "Just ignore them," Henry remarked, forcing another smile onto his face. "Come back here." He guided his friends to the backyard. After attaching his dog's leash to a pole, Henry walked towards a large mass coated in a black sheet. He pulled off the sheet and revealed the most magnificent piece of machinery the Simon twins had ever seen. It was a finely polished dirt bike, black and silver. 2 words were listed in the golden letters on the frame: the Falcon. Lucas and Lisa watched in awe as Henry drove the Falcon over a mound of dirt 3 times, each time accomplishing a cool little trick. Henry was about to go for a 4th time when loud sirens devoured the town's sound space. "Warning! High alert! Everyone to the nearest fallout shelter." The 3 children looked on as all of their neighbors ran through the streets in a single direction. Henry's parents didn't even notice their son in the backyard as they joined the crowd. "What the hell is happening?" Henry asked. "You don't know?" Lucas responded. "We're getting nuked." Everyone's heart turned to stone. Lisa broke down into uncontrollable tears. Chewy barked with no end. "Come on, guys," Lucas exclaimed. "We've got to go." The siblings began to run. Lucas looked back and saw Henry fidgeting with his dog's leash. "What are you doing?" Lucas screamed. "I can't leave Chewy behind," Henry cried. "He's the only family I've got." Speechless, Lucas and Lisa gave Henry a second to detach his dog from the pole, and once that was taken care of, they made a run for it. By the time the gang made their way onto the streets, it appeared as if everyone was a mile ahead of them. Everyone except for Grandpa Abe, who was pulling out his car keys as his eyes took note of his grandchildren's presence. "Lucas? Lisa? What the hell are you guys doing?" "We need to get to the fallout shelter, Grandpa," Lucas said with heavy breaths. "Are you joking with me, boy?" Grandpa Abe grabbed a hold of his grandchildren. "Ain't nothing good gonna come from trying to cram into that sweaty little hole. Get into the car." Grandpa Abe stared at Henry. "Where are your parents, boy?" "They left me," Henry muttered. "Grandpa," Lisa demanded, "can we bring Henry with us? He's really nice." Grandpa gave the disheveled boy a brief death stare. "All right," he submitted, "but the dog's not coming." "No!" Henry screamed. "Kid, don't you dare test me. You can't! I won't let you!" Grandpa Abe gave Henry another hostile glare before submitting. Lucas sat in the shotgun seat, while Lisa, Henry, and the dog took the back seat. Soon Grandpa Abe had taken them on the road, away from town. "Grandpa, where are we going?" Lisa questioned. "You'll find out soon enough." The backseat drivers were unaware, but Lucas could see the fear in his grandfather's eyes as they approached wherever it was they had to go. More than an hour had passed since Grandpa Abe had driven his grandkids and their friends away from town. Exhaustion filled the vehicle. The dog hadn't barked in 40 minutes, and Henry had started to snore. Lisa was sniffling in the back seat. Lucas looked up through the front window and saw an elaborate series of buildings surrounded by 4 tall walls of barbed wire. Lucas knew instantly where they were. Dad. The car approached 2 intimidating guards at the front gate. They aimed their guns. "Who are you?" one of the guards asked. "Do you have authorization to enter?" "I need to talk to Lieutenant Simon," Grandpa Abe demanded. "Lieutenant Simon isn't—" "Don't you bullshit me! I know he's in there. Bring him out now." "Sir, I can have you locked up faster than—" "No." A calm but commanding voice spoke, restoring silence in the air. "I'll talk to him." The guards opened the gates, and out walked a tall, lean, glasses-clad figure. It had been so long since Lucas and Lisa had seen him, but there was no forgetting father. "What brings you here, Abe?" Lisa pulled down her window and popped her head out. "Hi, Dad." Andrew Simon gazed at the car for 3 seconds, and for one of those seconds, paid attention to the children who were in the car. "Hello, kids." He looked back at Grandpa Abe. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Abe asked his son-in-law. "That's none of your business." "None of my business? My whole town was told to hide underground, and you tell me that's none of my—" A whiny voice crawled out of the speaker mounted on the gates. "The star will be detonated in 20 minutes. Everyone, please make your way underground, if you have not already. I repeat, the bomb detonates in 20 minutes. Make your way underground now." "The star," Grandpa Abe gasped. He then proceeded to strangle Lieutenant Simon. "You piece of shit, you used the town your own children live in for nuclear testing? I'll kill you." A shot was fired. Smoke flew out of a guard's gun. Grandpa Abe laid on the ground, lifeless, with a hole in his brain. Lisa broke into a scream, and this time Lucas joined in. Chewie began to bark along with them, while Henry was frozen with fear. Lieutenant Simon didn't even try to wipe the blood off his tie as he looked down at his children. "Stop crying." Lieutenant Simon's message got to his son. The tears left Lucas's system, and his sorrow turned to rage. The vengeful youth launched himself towards his estranged father, immediately punching him in the balls. Lieutenant Simon responded by grabbing Lucas and pinning him to the ground. "Listen, son, Before Lieutenant Simon could finish his sentence, a loud roar filled the air. "No." Lieutenant Simon stood up with his son aching on the ground. "It's not time yet." As Lucas pulled himself up to the ground, he followed the other eyes in the vicinity. They pointed to a great cloud of smoke and fire rising into the sky. Lucas's heart stopped. His knees collided with the ground, and from his mouth a stream of poorly digested food and stomach acid was ejected. His sister fainted. Henry wept. The dog barked. "Get up," Lucas's dad commanded. "We need to go. Now." But before Lucas could get back on his feet, a fierce gust of wind struck him.